Sadguru Sri Jata Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitangscha Ananda Lilamaya Vigrahaya Himavadivyascha Visundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Samanas Tan Namami Harim Param. So today we're observing the Gundicha Marjan pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees in preparation for the Jagannath Rath Yatra. And we should understand the pastimes of Rath Yatra. They're not peripheral or anecdotal. Chaitanya Charitamritam is not a random collection of pastimes. There's structure, there's purpose. Kaviraj Goswami says from the beginning that it is not his intention merely to restate what has already been stated by Vrindavan Das Thakur in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. Not only would that be redundant, but it would be offensive, it would be impertinent on his part. But at the request of the senior Vaishnavas and Parshads of Mahaprabhu, Prabodhananda, Lokanath Goswami, also Haridas Pandit, who is always the leader of the Vaishnavas singing Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, and the confirmation of Madan Gopal, Madan Mohan Vigraha, humbly Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami set forth to express what he had received from Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. As Swarup Damodar was Mahaprabhu's secretary, Raghunath Das Goswami was Swarup Damodar's assistant on the direct order of Mahaprabhu. Swarup Damodar, in sutra-like notes, recorded the pastimes of Mahaprabhu and Raghunath Das in a more extensive way. And that wealth, combined wealth, he delivered to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Right? And his emphasis is upon pastimes that have not been fully expressed. And not only that, but the confidential nature of what is within these pastimes. That is significant. It's not just that these are pastimes that weren't recorded there, so they're being presented here. But they reveal Mahaprabhu's ecstatic emotional interior. It's mentioned in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, quoting Rupa Goswami, Anarpita charim chirat kornavatirna kolo samar payatam unatojulavasam swabhakti sriyam hari purata sundar duty kadamba sandipita sada hridaya khandare spuratu vasachinandana. He's saying this Mahaprabhu has come to distribute what has not been given before. As Krishna appears once in a day of Brahma, and the Kali Yuga that follows, that's Swayam Bhagavan Krishna. Swayam Bhagavan, Avatar Sar, Gaur Avatar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu follows in the Kali Yuga. So he appears in every Kali Yuga. So what does it mean? Not giving what has not been given before. He's come so many times with the Yuga Dharma of Nam Sankirtan. But here, think of it, once in a day of Brahma, what does that mean? Sahasra Yuga Parjantam Ahor Yad Brahmano Vidu. 1,000 Yuga cycles. So roughly 4 billion, 8 billion, 300 million years, if you add it up. He's come, Unatodrila, Ujjala Rasa, Unata Ujjala Rasa. He's not only distributing Krishna Prem, Namo Mahaparanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate, but what he considers the most valuable substance, he's distributing that. What does he consider the most valuable substance? Aparam Kasyapi Prani Janam Vrindasya Kutuki Rasotstamam Hritva Madaram Upabhoktam Kamapiya. We discussed Gadadhar Pandit yesterday. The remainder, after Krishna has plundered the heart of Srimati Radharani and become enveloped in her heart, and the radiance of that heart producing the Kanti, Bhav and Kanti, the remainder of Radharani, right? Sometimes Gomer says facsimile, is Gadadhar Pandit. So it was in observing the unparalleled qualities and characteristics of Srimati Radharani, particularly in Rasa Leela, where they're on full display, that awakened the curiosity within Krishna to wonder what it is like to be her when she hears the name Krishna, when she takes the name Krishna, when she's feeling separation from Krishna. Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayeva Svadvyo Yasena Adbhuta Madurima Sokyam Chasha Maronu Bhavata Kidrisham Veti Lobhat Tad Bhavadya Samajani Sachi Garba Sendo Harindu. For 3 reasons: to experience the love that she alone possesses. What does that mean? There's Krishna Prem, Pranay, Rag, Anurag, Man, Pranay, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, Mahabhav. The most intense Krishna Prem and the greatest magnitude and the highest quality is within the heart of Srimati Radharani. Nothing compares to that. Right? Guru Maharaj goes so far as to say, the halo, faith is the halo of Radharani illuminating Krishna conception. So, it is what is in her heart that is utterly charmed and captured Krishna to the point of wanting to experience what it is like to be her. And particularly the depths of separation. As Srila Gurudev said many times, if we want to understand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, then focus upon what is Mahaprabhu's tasting matter. Right? He is not come to enjoy as Krishna enjoyed with the Braja Gopis. This is called Gauranga Nagari Bad. There's a certain section of Sahajas who they try to impose the enjoyer Krishna upon Nimai Pandit, citing references here and there that sometimes the ladies of Navadip, enamored by his beauty, charm, sweetness, erotic sentiments were awakened with them. But as Srila Guru Maharaj pointed out, he never reciprocated them. Even in his household pastimes, Lakshmi Priya, Vishnu Priya, this aspect is not there. So that is not the purpose of his descent. As Rasaraj Krishna, he already understands fully and perfectly that position. That there would be no need for that. Right? So it's apasiddhanta. Right? It's against proper conclusions. Again, Srupa Viditam, Srup Damodar, he knows. Raghunath Das Goswami, he knows. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he knows. He's presented in the pages of Chaitanya Charitamritam. Krishna wants to experience the Mahabhav of Srimati Radharani. That position. Right? There's no parallel pastime where the devotees want to experience what it's like to be Krishna, other than all of us, you could say. Ichadvesha samutvena dvandva mohena bharata. And you see what kind of Krishnas we are. Right? Accept no substitute. So he wants to experience the love that she alone possesses. That's what it says. And to taste what she tastes. And we told in the Kyur Chor Gopinath pastime, right after Mahaprabhu takes sannyas. When the Kyur of Gopinath is, the Pujari Sevak takes pots and delivers them to Mahaprabhu for him and his devotees. We could say, as Gopinath, he's already tasted them. What's the necessity? That is not his interest. Gopinath does not eat prasad. Gopinath, they're presented bhog. That is what it's called. They're presented bhog. The deity enjoys that, and the remnant is prasadam. The remains are prasadam. Why is Mahaprabhu eager to taste this prasad of Gopinath? Because it can be relished from the position of a devotee. This he's not tasted as Krishna. It's not the same. And so he has to be in the position of a devotee. We're told, what is the extraordinary quality or characteristic of prasadam? It has touched the nectar of the lips of Krishna. That is the secret ingredient in prasadam. It's touched the nectar from the lips of Krishna. So that position can only be relished by the devotee. So Mahaprabhu as a devotee is very eager to take the prasad of Gopinath, to relish that, as Radharani relishes the prasadam of Krishna. And, that is a tad bhav, that mahabhav, the highest quantity and quality of Krishna prem, resulting in asta sattvika vikar, eightfold ecstatic symptoms to an infinite degree. So intense that sometimes all of his arms, legs are entering within his body. He appears like a golden pumpkin. Other times, it's going in another direction. All the joints of his body are separated by this much. Right? And this, of course, is not a pleasant picture for the devotees to behold. It's heartbreaking, as we told. The stalwart followers of Mahaprabhu prefer the Navadvip pastimes. This is so intense and so transfiguring that and it gives some pain to the hearts of the devotees. But so this is only revealed in the Chaitanya Charitamritam, right? This is, you could say, hinted at in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, but it is only expressed and fully expressed in Sri Chaitanya Charitamritam. Right? And this pastime, you won't, the Rath Yatra pastimes, you won't find them in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. And as Srila Guru Maharaj said, as a preface, that when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur concluded their parikrama, like all the holy places of India, Saraswati Thakur relaying to his disciples the opinion of Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his expression, he said, "We all know Vrindavan is for those hollow, shallow thinkers." Right? And Guru Maharaj said, when I heard this, it was as if I fell out of the top of a tree. Up to this point, we're thinking, no, Vrindavan is, reserved for the highest section of liberated souls, right? Even the insects, the birds, everything there is, the highest section of liberated souls. And now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, it's for shallow, hollow people. We have to understand this in the context in which it was said. He's making a comparative analysis between the pastimes of union, for which Vrindavan is famous, and the pastimes of separation, and where separation reaches its zenith point. So, he said, a man of real bhajan will prefer Kurukshetra. And that's how I think, oh yes, Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna at Kurukshetra. And that's true, and that's a wonderful thing, but that's not what he meant. He's talking about where separation reaches its zenith point. After 100 years of separation from Krishna, Radharani and Braja Gopis at last can meet. As expressed in the Gopi Gita, we know Prataparudra Maharaj will enter the garden at the intermission point. And in the guise of a humble Vaishnava, massaging the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, who's been dancing to a point of exhaustion, and at the suggestion of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, will sing Gopi Gita, of which one of the verses is Atatiyad Bhavan Anikananon Trutiryu Kayate Tamapashtatam Kutila Kuntalam Srimukam Jate Yada Udikshasham Pakshmakridrisham. Very beautiful and very saint. The Braja Gopis, as Guru Maharaj said, these silly, half-educated jungle girls. Right? What are they saying? They're cursing the Creator, saying he's stupid, he's a fool, he doesn't know how to make eyelids. What intensity they have. And they're good girls. They're not, it's not that they're misbehaved or rude in any way, but what they're feeling is so intense they cannot but curse the Creator Brahma for making eyelids that blink, because for that nanosecond they're deprived of drinking the beauty of Krishna, of his lotus face, his lotus eyes, his smile. Right? So those who cannot tolerate the blink of an eye's separation, that the same group say that the Rasa Leela, which lasts for a Brahma Ratri, a night of Brahma, was like the blink of an eye. Right? They're never satisfied. There's no satiation point. Right? That night of Brahma, 8,600,000,000 years or 4 billion, however you want to count it, like the blink of an eye. But expansion and contraction of time and space, then going in another direction, the blink of an eye is like a day of Brahma to them. More intense, the blink of an eye, that the intensity of that separation. And for those who are separated for ostensibly 100 years, and at last they're meeting with Krishna and Kurukshetra, what sort of anticipation is there? And so the separation has reached its highest point, and Srila Guru Maharaj gave the comparison to the football game, soccer, where he's saying, if when the ball is going back and forth midfield, not so much, it's not producing so much intensity of emotion in the spectators. So, but if they get so close to the goal and then someone hits and then it just misses the goal, and we've heard 100,000 people groan in unison, oh, such a tragedy. Right? They get so close to the goal and just miss. So he's saying, so the Braja Gopis, Krishna's before them, 100 years of separation, it's reached the zenith point, and Dwaraka Krishna. Right? No flute, no Gopavesh, in the dress of a king. Instead of Brinda Aranya, a forest of Tulsi, it is a Lok Aranya, a forest of people, city boy, surrounded by so many. And they cannot conceal the disappointment that's in their hearts. And so Srila Guru Maharaj says, at this time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur concluded, and Guru Maharaj put it in a principle, that service, according to the intensity of its necessity, draws remuneration. Srimati Radharani's service necessity from her friends and assistants and their assistants, the servitor group, has reached its peak. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, ever the expert, right? He says, Bhakti, Shastragya Samrajan, Radha Rasa Sudhanitim, that Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, if you can render service at that time, there's no chance of ever coming back to this plane. It's so deep, so devouring. Right? So, and its yield that Srimati Radharani, out of gratitude to her servitor assistants, wants to share with them Mahabhav, which we're told is beyond the constitutional capacity of a jiva soul to experience. Right? But by her grace, she's saying, here, have a taste of what we're tasting. That, to taste that substance, Krishna himself wanted to taste that substance. And descended as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jari Gorna Hoita Tabiki Hoita, Kemmani Daritam Dehe, Radhar Mahima Prema Rasasima Jagata Janata Ke. To announce to the world her glorious position. Right? Yes, Bahiranga Sangikori Nama Sankirtan is public service. Antaranga Sangikori Rasa Ashradan. And with his internal servitors, confidential associates, relishing rasa, but from the position of Srimati Radharani at the separation zenith point. So the Rath Yatra pastime is not peripheral or anecdotal, but it is central. It is central to the cause of the descent of Mahaprabhu into this world. And we'll attempt to say something more in that regard tomorrow. But in preparation, and everything, Mahaprabhu has the heart of Radharani. And so if she's thinking, her group, they're preparing for the arrival of Krishna. Right? The Gundicha Marjan, Mahaprabhu and his devotees, they know, Rath Yatra is like day after tomorrow, coming. And Jagannath, Dwaraka Krishna, he's going to go come out, Pandu Vijay, get on the chariot, and we're going to, by heartstrings, really, pull Krishna back to Vrindavan. And Gundicha represents Vrindavan. So that temple, in anticipation of the arrival of Jagannath, Subhadra, Balabhadra, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked the Kashi Misra and the superintendent of the Jagannath temple to, if he can, with his associates, cleanse Gundicha in preparation for the arrival of Jagannath. And they're saying, King Prataparudra has told us, whatever you wish, without hesitation, we should fulfill that. From one point of view, we don't think that this is befitting you, but it's your divine will. So, of course, we agree, and we'll make all arrangements. Right? And they assemble, hundreds, thousands of pots, brooms, get everything prepared, and when they awaken that morning, we're told Mahaprabhu first, he's decorating all the devotees with chandan, sandalwood pulp. Like we've seen this on the festival days, as they were observed at Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. One of the devotees, or more than one, will have this service like garlanding from the front, the dignitary guest, and then taking some chandan, sandalwood pulp, with a flower and putting, on their heads, and then going to the next. That was always the tradition at the Mat. So here, Mahaprabhu with his own hand, he's putting the chandan on the devotees. And then giving them a broom and pot, and he's distributing all the paraphernalia. And then leading the charge. And so they're, what he's collecting, like this part, there's two parts to the sannyas dress actually, the bahirvas and the uttariya. Right? And with his uttariya, he's collecting dust, and others are collecting. And we're told, although there are hundreds, if not thousands of devotees, what Mahaprabhu collects is more than all of theirs combined. And he's observing what everyone's doing. And he's, in some cases, saying, good, good, that's very good. Somehow, a little improvement we could have over here. And he's seeing how much they collect and measuring this type of service that they're doing. And while the devotees are doing this seva, we're told they're taking Krishna Nam, they're chanting Krishna Krishna or Hari Hari, and they're running back and forth with these pots. Sometimes they collide and the pots break. But they're happy and laughing, and when someone wants someone to fill their pot, they'll say Krishna Krishna, and the other person will go Krishna Krishna, and they're doing that. Which is generally sanket, which is a type of namabhas, right? Not to do that. But these are all raga bhaktas of Mahaprabhu. This is not namabhas. These are all pure devotees. The imitation of them is namabhas or even namaparad. So, and as they do this also, we're told sometimes Mahaprabhu is shedding tears, but profusely. It's comparable to, it says the month of Shravan, that means the rainy season, like we see what it's like here when there is intense rain. It's saying like that, not just some tears streaming down his face, but like torrents of tears shooting out of his eyes. And he's using his tears to clean the Singhasan of Jagannath. With his tears he's clean. That's where the water. There's also water and buckets. With his own tears, they're streaming out of his eyes like torrents, and with his own cloth he's cleaning. So what it points to, the intensity of emotion that he's experiencing. Radha Bhav, right? The mood, heart of Srimati Radharani. And it's so extensive that sometimes his tears, they're drenching the other devotees around him. Right? But when Mahaprabhu gestures for some water, someone will come and sometimes also have to clean the hand. They're pouring some water. They're also pouring some water on his lotus feet. And then when he's not looking, someone's taking that water, and then they're drinking that water, and then giving some to like another devotee, and and Mahaprabhu, he's protesting this. Particularly, some were doing it sneaky, like in a tricky way, so he wouldn't notice. It's like, oh, we're just trying to help you. But one devotee, in a very brazen way, just came up, seeing the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, like poured water on the feet, had a cup to catch underneath, and just like, and then Mahaprabhu like turns to Srivdhar, what is this? And he started calling, and he said, you're Gaudiya. Like Gurudev would go, Bunga, about people from East Bengal. And he's saying, you're Gaudiya, you're so-called Gaudiya. He said, it's bad enough they have the audacity to wash my feet in the temple of the Lord. Right? That would have been too much and wrong. But then he's drinking that. What is this? And Srup Damodar, he has to put on, so he like grabs the guy and like throws him out. But then he comes back, he goes, like Gurudev would say, a simple-hearted soul, Agyapara, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's actually a nice guy, Please, and Mahaprabhu. Actually, in his heart, Mahaprabhu is overwhelmed with joy at this time, because we're told, we mentioned recently about Kalidas, 3 things are particularly potent. The dust from the lotus feet of a devotee, the remnants taken by the devotee, and the water that washed the feet of the devotee. So, tasmai deyam tato grajam sa pujo yatayaham. As Krishna is saying, they're as good as me. Then we understand also you. But here, Mahaprabhu is in the role of the supreme devotee. So from another point of view, it's not so objectionable. We're told to take the dust from the feet of the devotee, honor their remnants, and take their foot bath. Right? Radha Baba Duty Subalita. But after all this cleansing, and they're throwing water on the ceiling, it's coming down. As the water pours out the drains, it's creating beautiful like channels to the sea. But when it appears everything is done, then Mahaprabhu sits everyone down and he's examining their piles. Then he decides to clean again in a more refined way. And Srila Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj, telling us this means, this is what we call abhadras, impure things. Srinvata Swakata Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana Hridyantasto Hyabhadrani Abhadrani Birunoti Suritsatam. Krishna Katha from Krishna-loving devotee. The abhadras are cleansed from the heart. And in general, but still some fine things, more subtle sort of contamination may be there. Rupa Goswami says, Anya Abhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Janavritam. Right? Ulterior motive, right? That is more hard to detect. So more subtle things. He's going through a second, deeper sort of cleanse with everyone. And showing that really the level of purity the heart must achieve to receive Krishna. Pravishta karna randrena swanam bhavam saroruham dunoti shamalam Krishna shalayasha yata sharat. Like that Shravan, Sharat, when all the rain comes and cleanses everything away, that sort of thing. That when the heart is utterly cleansed and purified, then it's fit to receive Krishna. We think, even in Yashoda and we can start with Devaki, Krishna appearing in Devaki. Right? Although she is 10% pure, it's no words. Ananta Dev comes first, right? Shingasan, paraphernalia. He's getting everything ready also. So it's a principle, it's a divine principle. Right? What to speak of the gopi is always ever ready to prepare a place for Krishna. Right? And Srila Guru Maharaj referencing the sloka that Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Teva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakala Ashanta, yeah. That Bhukti Mukti, desire, mundane, the desire, karma and jnana, they're also like sublimated calm or desire. Right? All these other things. So, saying here, but in general, bhukti and mukti. On one hand, mundane sense enjoyment, the other hand, the desire for liberation, relief from that. They're pisachi. They're compared to two witches, bhukti, mukti, siddhi, but I'm saying in other words. Anyway, they're compared to witches. And so Guru Maharaj put it this way. He said, where those two witches are sitting, can you invite the divine lady Bhakti Devi to take her seat there? That's how he put it. Right? She should sit alongside them. That would be an insult, unthinkable. So from however we approach this, there's the necessity of this sort of cleansing, cheto darpana marjanam. Right? And many places been expressed. So Mahaprabhu is teaching this to his devotees. And afterward, they cleansed the Nrsinga Mandir nearby. Then and it's saying, as the place, as clean as it was, it had now become like a mirrored reflection of their hearts, and vice versa. Both were cleansed in the process. And Mahaprabhu was very happy to then dance in kirtan with his devotees, and particularly to the singing of Srup Damodar, the loud singing of Srup Damodar. And Mahaprabhu, we're told, he's doing the Uddanda Nritya, which means where you jump high like a danda, like high up in the air and down again, leaping very high and down again, like that, vertically. He has other types of dancing, Madhura Nritya, swaying sweetly, Tandava Nritya, frenetic dancing, but this is Udanda, jumping very high and landing again. And to the pleasure of all the devotees. And remember, they've been experiencing deep separation from Krishna, from Jagannath, for more than 2 weeks. There was the Shnan Yatra, like a fortnight ago. And for such devotees with such deep love in their hearts, it's unbearable. They can't stand the separation from Krishna. So now it's an restless anticipation that they will be able to see Krishna again. So Mahaprabhu, after singing and dancing, they bathe where, I think, the Indradumna Lake or some such place, and then it's time to take prasadam. Oh, during that dancing, we're told that at one point Mahaprabhu tells the son of Advaita Acharya Gopal to dance. He wants to see him dance. And he starts dancing madly and then faints. It's so intense that he faints, more than faints. Okay. And Advaita Acharya and all the other devotees, they're trying to rouse him, and it looks as though that he has left the world. Advaita's crying, all the devotees are crying. And Mahaprabhu comes and touches on, and he says, "Gopal, get up!" And he gets up and starts dancing again. Like the Upana, Uttishta Jagrata Prapya Baran Nibodhata. Get up, wake up, and understand the opportunity that's before you. He wakes up dancing again. So you have to be prepared for many things in the Krishna consciousness movement. There are many of these, like you say, cliffhangers on the verge of death, death beyond death, and still miraculously retrieved. Krishna can do anything. Right? Krishnara Icha, the will of Krishna. Then, when they're afterwards, Mahaprabhu he's trying to control himself in the midst of all this, actually. Contain his emotions. And they're taking prasadam, Srip Damodar and the others are serving, and Mahaprabhu is saying, so he knows what each devotee likes, what to give, and he's telling them, give all the pitta, means the cakes and the sweets and all that, give that to devotees. And he said, I'll take some lafra. And lafra is like a mixed vegetable thing. It's a very simple thing, right? And not considered like first class. He said, I'll take lafra, but serve all the cakes and sweets and all the Uttam Mahaprasad. And while he's given that order, Jagadananda Pandit, of course, has taken all the sweets, the cakes, all the Uttam Mahaprasad and made a plate and put it before Mahaprabhu. And we're told Mahaprabhu is afraid of Jagadananda Pandit. So he's saying, this puts me in a very awkward position. I just said not to do this, and he did it. But he's afraid, and he's thinking, if I don't do this, then he's going to fast, he's going to be in a mood, who knows what will happen. So Mahaprabhu starts taking a little bit of that. And then saying, all right, give to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and there's Advaita Acharya, Nityananda, others, and Srip Damodar who's ever the diplomat, he comes to Mahaprabhu and says, actually, because Mahaprabhu is thinking it's inappropriate for a sannyasi to eat a feast like this and appear to be just, over-enjoying. That he's very conscious of his external position as a sannyasi. But Swarup Damodar comes and says, actually, this is Jagannath's Mahaprasadam. So there's no consideration of it's sweet, it's rich, it's this, it's that. He said, just try and relish. How Jagannath tasted this, and now you relish that. Think like that. But one thing I thought that was interesting, though, Srila Govinda always finds some fine point or something that no one else would think about. And he said, so Mahaprabhu said, just give them all the first class thing and I'll take Lafra. And Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda said, but I'm thinking that Lafra is very nice. Because it's a fact. When they make nice Lafra, it's incredible. So he's saying, Mahaprabhu's devotees, that Lafra, that caught his attention. And seeing this, and now Sarvabhauma is there sitting beside Mahaprabhu, and Gopinath Acharya is more than pleased, because really he started with that argument with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya about Mahaprabhu's divinity. Sarvabhauma was converted, wrote his Shatakam, 100 slokas glorifying Mahaprabhu. Now they converted the court pundit, the king of Puri, Prataparudra Maharaj. And Gopinath is saying, look at Sarvabhauma now. And to think what he used to be like. And Sarvabhauma is saying, yes, I had Kubudi, and now he got Subudi. Ku means bad, evil, wicked, wrong, I would say Mukunda means, one interpretation is Krishna is so beautiful, Mukund, that he makes mukti look bad, look ugly. That's how beautiful Krishna is, that mukti will shudder at the thought. So he's saying, yes, I went from that, and then I was hanging out with these gyanis, and it was bad association, and got the wrong ideas. And then only by the mercy of Mahaprabhu, he said, who else but you could turn a crow into a Garuda? And he said, and I was eating the dry cakes of logic. And now they're relishing these sweet cakes, nectar-drenched prasad. But Mahaprabhu is very interesting what he says. He goes, oh no, you were previously such a great devotee of Krishna that actually by your coming here, you elevated us by your association, really. We know Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's Brihaspati, the guru of the gods. Right? But here he's being upgraded to Chaitanya Lila, given entrance there. And while this is taking place, so they're all taking prasadam is being served, and Mahaprabhu calling for Haridas Thakur, and he conveys to a devotee, I can't sit there, I'm too fine. And Mahaprabhu doesn't push it, and they'll give the Haridas Thakur. I mean, it's heartbreaking. He's the Namacharya. He's the great Haridas Thakur, but his humility is such, he won't sit there with everyone else. He considers himself unfit. Right? That's sort of Vaishnavata, humility to the extreme. And Advaita Acharya and Nityananda start insulting one another. Advaita Acharya is saying, the person I'm sitting next to, no one knows, what is he? Avadut. What is that? We don't know where he was born, where he's from, what his social position is. He said, Mahaprabhu's a sannyasi. He can associate with anyone. But this avadut here, and see, and in the name of insult, it's all glorification. What he's saying is, no one can properly estimate who Nityananda is and how dear he is to Krishna. And he has no mundane social position. But he's saying, we don't know who he is, where he's from, what, And he's saying that could have some, an effect on me. It could really change me. And Nityananda saying, the Mr. Advaita, the oneness guy, right? Advaita Vedanta, like you're totally like into a ek vastu kind of thing. There's just this one substance and nothing else. If we hear that, we're ruined. Who knows what's going to happen to me by associating with this Advaita, Advaitin. But really, Advaita means he only has one concern. The Guru said, Kaivanya means not to mix any, he only has one concern, it's Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that ek vastu, brahmeti, paramatmeti, bhagavaniti shavyate. So they're ostensibly insulting one another, but actually, if we invert what they're saying, it's the most sweet, intense glorification. And it's not the first time. Seems like whenever they get together, anything is like, Nityananda and Sadashiva, or like Balaram and, Mahavishnu. So, but then the devotees with Mahaprabhu, they're having their kirtan. It's resounding throughout, the universe. It's so beautiful, so enchanting. It's a prem sankirtan. And still Mahaprabhu is trying to control his bhav. Otherwise he will be completely devastated by waves of ecstatic emotions. And the next day, they wake up early and they want to go for the Netrotsav, which means, Netra means eyes, and Utsav, it's like the festival where Jagannath's getting new eyes, in a sense, like redoing the eyes. Because the Navakaleva, they're, after 1 year, they're, Guru, they would call it nourishment. They're nourishing the deity, but particularly the eyes. And they haven't seen him in 2 weeks, and they have that gopi bhav type depth of separation, so intolerable for them, and now here's this opportunity. And when they're seeing the face of Jagannath, they're seeing his beautiful smile. They're seeing Krishna, like Bilva Mangal Thakur says, Madhuram, Madhuram, Madhurasya Vibho, Madhuram, Madhuram, Badanam, Madhuram, Madhugandhi Smritu, Mridu Smitame Tadaho, Madhuram, 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 Madhuram. How sweet, 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 sweet is Krishna. The form of Krishna is sweet. And as you follow the form of Krishna and you see the face of Krishna, is even sweeter. And then on that face of Krishna, if he smiles, it's sweeter still. He's sweet, 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 sweet. And they're seeing that. And they see the neck of Jagannath appears to them like Nilamani, blue sapphires. And his face looks so beautiful. His lotus eyes, they're drinking the nectar. It said the devotees appear to be like bumblebees. And his face like a nectarine lotus flower, full of nectar, and they're just drinking that nectar nonstop, incessantly. They can't look away. Right? So, only by force, and that and now in anticipation of the Rath Yatra tomorrow, the servitors are doubling the offerings of Jagannath so that he'll have the strength, to go on this journey. So it's so sweet in so many different ways. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, if you will just hear about us, even the most sinful person, if they will hear about us with some appreciation, then they'll get everything. They'll achieve the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that is our prayer as well. Hare Krishna. Sri Gundicha Marjan ki jai. Hari Harai Namo Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Garadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Garadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. Echai Gochai Kori Charana Bandhan. Echai Gochai Kori Charana Bandhan. Jaha Hoite Vignanas Abhishta Puran. Echai Gochai Jar Mui Taro Das. Echai Gochai Jar Mui Taro Das. Kansabara Padarenu Mora Panchagras. Kansabara Padarenu Mora Panchagras. Kandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas. Janame Janame More Abhilas. Janame Janame More Abhilas. Echai Gochai Jabe Braje Koilovas. Echai Gochai Jabe Braje Koilovas. Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korilo Prakash. Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korilo. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Sri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman. Sri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriya. Sri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriya. Hari Nam Sankirtan Kohe Narottama Das. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaur Hari Bo. Jai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaur Hari Bo. Jai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaur Hari Bo. Jai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaur Hari Bo. Shri Gundicha Marjan ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajaka Asatera Sadashri Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai. Jai Saparikar Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar Ji ki jai. Shri Jagannath Subhadra Balabhadra ki jai. Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan ki jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Govardhana Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Navadip Dham ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Shri Gupta Govardhan ki jai. Ganga Devi Jamuna Devi Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi ki jai. Om Vishnupad Vishvavarenya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mata Charja Vrinda ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Vimala Vadut Maharaj ki jai. Seva Vrinda ki jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Go Premanande.
Hari Bol. Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj ki jai. And Maharaj Dandavats from Tapanandini Didi, Mexico. Harivalabha Didi, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Jayananda Prabhu, Mexico. Madhumita Didi, USA. Nityananda Rama Prabhu, Colombia. Jyoti Krishna Didi, Melbourne, Australia. Jai Govinda Prabhu, Purushottam Prabhu, Salt Lake City, US. Gaura Shakti Prabhu, Adelaide, Australia. Sahadevi Didi, US. Ajita Krishna Prabhu, Abkhazia,
Adelaide, isn't that in New Zealand? Anyway.
I've never heard of this city.
Okay.
Madhavi Didi, Hungary. And from Kuladri Prabhu, US. Hearing Maharaj's discourse and his sharing Gaura Lila is cleansing for a covered soul. Dandavats with deep appreciation.
Jai Vancha Kalpatribhyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.